BattleBlock Theater is a ludicrous single or multiplayer game. What about in regards to uploading YouTube content though? This is not any average video game review. A review by a YouTuber for a YouTuber. I will keep this video spoiler free of very serious story content. My name is Snappy and this is BattleBlock Theater, a silly 2D platformer where you attempt to escape the cat-filled prison of doom with a forgettable but funny story. Hattie Hattington is the main character of this story. Yes, it's not the player for once. I could go and explain the plot of how he gets possessed but actually dies, simultaneously controlling the long-forgotten cat army that bred from someone else's missing cats who jumped into the ocean and got eaten by sharks. However, that would make no sense. This is not about the story. Instead, the hilarious comedic cutscenes and one-liners used to carry you throughout the mayhem of a platformer BattleBlock Theater is. Steam says I put 10 plus hours into my treacherous journey. Let's not forget that was without the extended 3 optional levels you unlock after each chapter. If you were to spend countless additional hours into beating the insane mode, various minigames and level editor, an extensive 5 or more hours can be additioned on. 5 funny moment style episodes is what was ended up with, numerous afternoons editing each. I would not recommend a Let's Play style series from this genre of game. Skill and determination, both qualities I highly sought after during the gameplay of my jumping journey, will be required if you wish to attempt the world of evil spectating cats. Collecting gems to unlock my next favorite weapon and costume was a delight in co-op mode, the mode I played in. It gave me another slither of hope so I could burst my way through cat-filled tunnels like a machine. Well, that was the plan. In reality, I'm terrible at avoiding death and raged more than falling off a cliff in the psychological horror Getting Over It. This was the much worse sequel, Getting Over It with Shadow Bandit. Who cares about you though? It's all about the viewers. They love that type of stuff, especially in compilation of funny moments stacked next to each other. Let's just say I had a lot more fun editing the videos than recording them. Banter was the topic of discussion throughout, a constant battle between two opposing sides, trying their absolute hardest to become king of the metaphorical mountain. I think this was for the good. Without someone to compete against, I would find it hard to not go on about a tangent or pointing out useless information, consequently creating a dull video. This is one of those rare circumstances where it is near essential to play with a friend, or at least for YouTube. Theorizing the next step in the ever-evolving plot involving Hattie and his master's plan will not work. You could attempt to explain how intricate the game's mechanics of this platformer really are. Expect very little success in doing so. Boss levels found at the end of each chapter always had an extra great soundtrack to boost the intensity and morale of those finely crafted levels. A masterpiece of dramatic, cinematic, orchestral occasions shall not be uncovered. It is funky, energetic, meow-like. Cartoons is the best of how I would explain the look of this art direction. At the start of each major segment, you get greeted with a short but hilarious paperboard cutout puppet show that catch you up on the story you failed to decipher. It is this type of comedy in the sense of absolute randomness. No situational verbalized jokes, the most random stuff as if it came out of some artificial intelligence learning machine. I will point out these were unskippable, at least in co-op mode, which was fine for me, but if you or a viewer had previously played BattleBlock, they could become quite tiresome. Speaking of replayability, I could go back and play the storyline again on a different mode, or for fun with a few friends testing various weapon loadouts. A complete redo of a playthrough would most likely bore me nonetheless. Performance for a 2D title is normal. I don't believe there is a single particle in this game. Glitches, on the other hand, nothing game-breaking.
Stop grabbing the box!
Apart from that one, although rare and rich in variety, there is nothing to worry about.
Revenge.
Alongside single player, the co-op multiplayer offers an enhanced, even more chaotic and challenging experience. Although levels remain largely the same in design, small changes require the cooperation of all teammates. If you viewed my playthrough of the series back from May and June, you would have seen the struggle me and Shadow Bandit went through to beat the levels as we continually sabotaged one another in an attempt to gain more gems or reach the exit first. Controller was was the originally intended and designed way to play, and I can see why. Even once completed, I still know not how to pick up a box and move it. I highly recommend you use a controller. Overall, BattleBlock Theater is a pleasant game to upload content for YouTube videos, built with a passion to silly animations, creating great gameplay and engagement, somewhat scaled down by the visuals and to a lesser extent soundtrack, with replayability becoming unavoidably repetitive. Putting it on a scale of 0 to 100, I would give BattleBlock Theater a score of 58, an average of the above numbers. Hopefully this YouTuber's review gave you an idea of if you want to turn this game into a YouTube series or not. Always have a smiley face, and I will see you later. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh, I hate you so much. Okay, losing the game. We're gonna have to redo the whole section if you won't help me.
That's hilarious.